Hello everybody and welcome to my Pokemon Radical Red Nuzlocke. I wanted to do one of these because I just finished my second playthrough of the game. I'm like, wow, okay, I think I understand this game a lot. And I thought because I've been putting a lot of time into resources and stuff like that, it'd be kind of cool to actually try a Nuzlocke on this. Now, I believe the original creators said that you probably should do a Nuzlocke on this game because it's not designed that way. I've seen people recommend not doing the Nuzlocke of it as well, but I've also seen some people that are up to the challenge. I thought, hey, this is really interesting. There's people already developing strats for it, etc. So I wanted to give my hand a try at it, especially since I'm already putting out like other guides and stuff. This could be like a guide from like the beginning section of Brock, just an example. Anyways, I'm gonna take Squirtle here. I think that Squirtle and Bulbasaur can be appropriate choices, but I think Squirtle is the objectively better choice because he gives you a better Falconer fight, and you're just a little bit better later on. And we look at the stats, I have like an S in HP, and I have like decent offenses, I think they're C, and I have like okay Spinef and speed. This is fine. These are totally workable workable IVs from what I call. I don't need to worry about too much IVs for now, because eventually I'm going to be able to cap them out when I reach, what's the place? I can't remember the place right now, but fire. Oh, Solo, right. And anyways, this fight's really easy. You come with the Oranberry and you can pretty much just spam tackle here. Sometimes it goes faster because he doesn't use growl, he just uses tackle, but, you know, here he uses a bunch of growl, so it took it a little bit. It doesn't matter. Also, I would probably recommend taking the Oranberry off of your Pokemon before you start going to this grass, because you can very easily lose it, as I'm probably going to show that I lose it here. And also make sure to grab the potion from your PC. It's the same in the original FRLG, where you can go ahead and get a free potion there. It's just a nice benefit to have. I actually end up selling like half my potions later on just to buy an egg. Like one fight earlier, it's completely unnecessary, but I wanted to do anyways just because I wanted to make the grinding easier for me and take less time. Is now that I have obtained Water Gun, I have a decent stat, and I'm going to be clearing wild encounters pretty easily with Squirtle now. And I don't have too much else to say. You come back to Viridian, you pick up your parcel, and you can also go into this house in this game and get Wise Glasses. I use these a lot in the early game. It's just a nice special attack boost. And I also go into this grass for a very specific reason. Now, I don't have Pokeballs yet, so I can't really capture anything. I'm not really here to grind. In fact, I'm gonna like stop battling Pokemon after I reach, I believe, level 9, just so I don't overlevel and actually accidentally like one-shot my encounters. But what I'm really here for is to tag a Pokemon in my decks. And I kind of spend a while here. I cut out a little bit of it after I like notice Amon. But what I was really looking for was a, what's its name? Not Corviknight or Corvisquire. The Rookidee. I was looking for a Rookidee because I'm like, oh, well, if I can tag this here, it'll make it easier to catch later. But I like decide, you know what, I don't think I need Rookidee right now. Corvisquire's fine, but Corviknight is such a late game investment in the early game, and I believe that Staravia/Staraptor would provide a lot more than what Corviknight would. So I end up leaving it at some point, and I'd already attacked the Starly, as we saw there, and this is important for a strat later. Now, we're firmly getting our encounters since we returned the parcel back to Oak. I didn't even try to like manipulate this because every time that I've attempted to, I usually get an encounter, so I just don't think it's worth the time. If I had to pick an encounter, this is probably up there. The C-Dot is a top choice. I think it makes the rock fight with Squirrel and Nuzleaf like 100% clear. There's going to be no issues in that one. But another option I'd go for is Zigzagoon, specifically Galarian Zigzagoon because it has really good stats as pickup. And what you saw there is I go up past the dude that gives you a Teacher TV and the catch tutorial. I grab the Dex Nav first, and then I come down. I use the Dex Nav to pick out my encounter here. Because I can see what the Pokemon are on this route before I even get here, I'm like that's why I did the whole thing earlier. And I catch a Starly. I want a early flying type. It'll be helpful for clearing out the forest, makes training a bit easier because you get a bunch of experience on the trainers, which you can use the experience share. Also handles Treecko and Bulbasaur, which are optional fights, but they give you a little bit extra money. And yeah, at this point, I'm just like catching my Pokemon here. What else I get? I got an Oddish. I forgot to name it, which is unfortunate, but you know, Oddish is also a pretty good encounter. It's a bit redundant. Well, I wouldn't say it's redundant, but it's not too necessary. Like, it's not like, oh, I got Oddish, I have a Grass type now, because I already had Seedot. One of Oddish's small benefits here is that it has Absorb immediately compared to, what's his face? What am I trying to say? It has a Grass type compared to what Seedot has. So when I go ahead and do the new rival fight in Viridian Forest, I'm actually going to have a Grass Stab for their Corphish, which is the other mom that they have. And so I'm just going through the forest here. I believe it's Starly, so I can learn Wind Attack eventually, and that'll make going back and grinding against some of these trainers much easier. And this fight right here, I believe, is where I learn Wind Attack, so I'm just here. I also want to say, I am not being very careful of crits, but I'm also like an early game, and I don't really care if I have to reset at this point. I know how to backtrack extremely swiftly. I kind of already know what I was doing. I did like a few test runs ahead of time just to figure out what I want to do, and now I'm just heading back. Now that I got Wind Chuck, I can easily clear out all these trainers, and I'm going to go back first off to heal up, and so my Starly is at 3 HP, but I also want to train Oddish up just a little bit. I want to be able to handle a Corphish that we're going to fight here. So I go to this grass right here, and there's a little bug right there. My video editing software, don't mind that. But yeah, I go ahead and I put the Wise Lens on Oddish, and this is also a scary moment. And one of my issues with a Nuzlocke is that I am way too careless on wild battles. I could have easily lost Oddish to a crit at some point. And that's things that I have to be aware of, because there's probably some type of theory that I'm trying to think of here, but it's the idea of when you do something more often, chances of a rare event are more likely to happen. I forget what that's called, but you know. Just talking about that. Anyways, I did grind Oddish up to level 7. I didn't feel the need to go that far because level 7 was going to definitely handle level what I thought was also 7 Corphish, but it wasn't. I still get the 2 KO anyways, which is fine. And, you know, free level up, woo. I go straight into Starly on the Treecko. I know the Treecko can't hurt me, so this is rival 1 done. There's technically another rival fight that you can get before this, but we aren't there yet, and that rival fight is technically higher level than this one, so that's why I like save it for after this. I'll just learn Assassin, which is pretty good, and I get my money, and of course I get the EXP share. This is what I was really looking for. It just allows me to run through some of these trainer fights with Starly extremely quickly, while not wasting experience. So I just rush on through and go and refight some of these trainers. I would love to do these trainers after I get one more thing, but unfortunately I do need their money. I need $5,000 in order to buy an egg. And what's nice about the egg is that the egg can give you like a random mon. I'm pretty sure as long as it can evolve, you can get it. So I've heard of some people getting Gible. I've gotten Venonat, I've gotten Growlithe, I've gotten Phantom. I've heard of someone getting Carvanha before. I'm pretty sure it's literally any Pokemon that can evolve you can get from that egg, which is kind of crazy to think about. Anyways, we're on the rival 0.5 or 1.5? I don't know. It's the optional rival fight. Once again, I'm just doing this to show that I can do it. I don't even really need the money for this, because Falkner provides enough money to buy the egg anyways. But, because I wanted to get the egg before Falkner, for literally no reason whatsoever, I'm gonna go ahead and do this fight as well, so I can get the cash for it. It's pretty much the same thing that we did with Rival 1, where I just sent in my mom that, you know, did fairly well. In this case, it was Squirtle versus Starly, where I was pretty sure maybe Squirtle would come on top. and then afterwards, when they swap into a Grass Starter, I just go into Starly and kill Void Attack. After this fight as well, we are also evolving the Kricketune. It'll have decent stats, I guess. I'm not really excited about this encounter because I could have gotten like anything else better. I don't even know if this mon got buffs. I should probably maybe look that up, but yeah, I have no clue whatsoever. Anyways, that's Rival 0.5, 1.5 down, and I actually go ahead and sell like 3 potions in order to buy this, and I'm only doing this to get the egg before Falconer. It just makes grinding just a little bit less tedious for me. Not like I was dying to have 3 extra potions anyways. Anyways, yeah, we get a Krogunk, which is pretty cool. I don't remember if it has dry skin or not, but that could easily be changed with an ability pill, so it's whatever. Also, I wanted to show off that I'm back in this route again, so I've like ran up and down Viridian like so many times. But the reason why I'm back over here is to train on Woolows. Besides Pikachu, this is the Pokemon that gives the highest EXP yield out of this like early area of mobs. And Pikachu can be scary because technically some of these mobs can appear at like level 15 or whatever level your gym is at, right? And Pikachu is really scary because it is Electro Ball at that point. And even though I have some grass types, I just like don't want to mess around with that, honestly. So this is just going to be a decently long grinding section right here. I just sort of show it in the process. I don't really have to go through this again. I might do one in Mount Moon before I face the sub-boss there, and maybe one before Misty as well. But in general, this run's not gonna have a lot of grinding. It's just this early part where I'm trying to, you know, keep my team on a relatively same pace. And outside of that, I'll also do a lot of grinding off screen in order to keep my mods up to date and build up mods that I want for upcoming fights and such. Anyways, not Nuzleaf, but Seedot evolves into Nuzleaf, and then we get Razor Leaf. And this is really, really good for Brock, because Brock's most dangerous mod, in my opinion, is Geodude. That's only because it comes with Spark. So it's the only thing stopping Brock from getting swept by Squirtle, because Squirtle doesn't want to take a Spark, and especially with the chance to paralyze it. So having any sort of grass type here is extremely beneficial, and one that's quote-unquote pre-evolved as well is also extremely good. I believe the only other grass types you can really get here are Pansage, Roselia, and there's one more, I think. Pansage, Roselia, it might have been a Grass Bug? I can't remember, but you don't have a lot of options. Oh, Oddish, right? And maybe a Bellsprout if you check back during the daytime, though I'm not sure about that one. Yeah, so I'm just like, you know, whatever. I got my grass type, I'm happy, and the Brock is going to be a breeze. You already showed that Falconer is a P. Oh wait, no we didn't. I'm getting so mixed up because I'm like already talking about this stuff ahead of time. I'm not used to doing a lot of post commentary like this, especially in a row, because I've been putting out a lot of videos recently, just trying to be more consistent. Anyways, we're pretty much up for grinding here. Krogunk reaches level 15, my entire team's ready, and I'm still going to go with that strategy of trying to pull off the Squirrel solo. I actually have a whole video on it somewhere else, just because I wanted the strategy to exist. Basically, it just involves setting up defense with their Squirtle through Withdraw and having an Orb Berry, and eventually the Corvisquire will weaken you enough that Bowl will kill. Even though like Bowl misses out like a 3-hit KO normally, with Torrent you'll be able to score the 3-hit KO. And one of the issues with this fight, and the whole reason why I'm actually using this strat, is because Corvisquire is really annoying. It's not only is it a middle stage Pokemon, which does put a dead to airplanes, just because it has extra stats, but it also has Roost, which means if you aren't doing more than half damage to it, then it can just recover off your damage, and it's decently fast too. So that's the concerns with this fight, and the whole reason why I created this strat, just for myself mostly, but for other people as well. But yeah, we get into well, I already talked about, but we use Withdraw twice. It just basically bulks us up and allows us to take the hits from the Corvisquire in a row, so all we need is click double, as I show here. I even get a speed drop, which is good because now I'm outspeeding it again. And even if he hits a critical hit like that, then I'm gonna go ahead and be able to outspeed and win the match right here. If I didn't get that speed drop, then I would probably try and swap out with something else. I don't really know why I'd swap out to though. Maybe the story of the end now. Anyways, if you're reading all that, you take a chance to pause, but it's just basically Smogon rules. The gyms enforce like set, no items in battle, basically all the standard rules of making a battle fair, competitive for both sides. And now we're up to Brock. Like I said, the strat's really easy. You send in your grass type that doesn't die to Spark, like Squirtle, and you kill the Geodude. And after that, Vulpix will come out, and you just send in your Squirtle and click Bubble or Water Gun or whatever move you chose to have. In my case, I also am using the Wide Ones just to help me guarantee the kills and guarantee the hits. You can run an Orb Bearer if you want to be extra careful, which I think is probably the better call now that I'm thinking about it. But yeah, you're going to get burned here. It doesn't really matter. You're only clicking one move. The Confuse Ray, though, is also annoying. And this could be an issue if you hit yourself one too many times, because it means your Squirrel can't actually check the Onix when it comes in. Because despite like my Squirrel have decent defense and perfect HP, the Onix can still mess me up really badly. As we're gonna see here, I'm gonna take a lot of damage from this. I jumped from 31 to 19, so that's 12 damage. On top of the burn, like, I'm unsure, so I believe I do stay in, but I shouldn't. I can risk the crit here as well. Thankfully, there's no crit, and I win the match. Honestly, I didn't bother playing around the crit because I would have just restarted the recording anyways and redone it all again. But now that I'm past this point, I won't even really consider that. Anyways, yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. If you guys actually sat through all this and enjoyed it, make sure to like and comment down below. I'm going to be continuing this as well as putting more guides for Radical Red, and I have some other stuff planned that I want to do. So, with that said and done, I'll see you guys later.